Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to 21 questions about Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward Volume 3. So we've covered a lot of the basics, a lot of the very PvE and battle-related content in the last two parts, but I've been failing to mention anything regarding crafting, gathering, and free company crafting. So let's do a 21 questions about those topics now. Question number 1. I haven't heard anything about the gathering classes. Will they get new skills too? Would love a GP skill for fishing. Yes, gathering and crafting classes will both be getting new skills as they level up. And it was specifically mentioned that Fisher would have something to spend their GP on. Question number 2. Will I need to be a 4-star crafter or gatherer to even do anything in Heavensward? Nope, just level up past 50 and you'll be good to go. Although I'm sure people that do have 4-star crafting and gathering are going to have a much easier time leveling. Question number 3. At 60, is it going to be super expensive to gear up my crafters and gatherers with materia melds again? Actually, no, it's not going to. You'll still have that option to meld gear, but if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of money, they're actually implementing a new currency called scripts. That's with a P, no T. It is a real thing, believe it or not. And that's going to be for both Disciples of Land and Hand. So scripts are basically tombstones for Disciples of Hand and Land. They're going to unlock gear equivalent to the melded gear without the need for gil, at the cost of having it take significantly longer to get your hands on all this gear. Question number 4. Are scripts only good for buying gear, or can I do other things with them? Well, as of right now, we know they'll be needed to unlock special features for both gatherers and crafters. Question number 5. How do we obtain scripts? Rowena will accept deliveries from you after you hit level 55 on a gatherer or crafter. So you can not only hand in items to her in order to get scripts, but this also rewards EXP, so this can be used to help you level from 55 to 60. Question number 6. What kind of scripts are there? Well, there are two different color scripts. There's red scripts for both gatherers and crafters, and these are equal to like law tombstones, or I guess soldiery tombstones like we have now, meaning they're going to have no weekly cap. On the other hand, there are also blue scripts for gatherers and crafters that will be equivalent to esoteric tombstones, or I guess like poetics now, in a sense that there will be a weekly cap. Of course, the blue script gear will be better than the red script gear. Question number 7. Are we just going to be doing the same kind of things for gatherer? I mean, just go out into the world, wait for an hourly node to spawn, and then just gather it 5 times and AFK for an hour? There's actually going to be 2 new systems that are going to be implemented for gatherers, and that is Favor and Regional Folklore. Favor is going to be a limited duration buff given to you that unlocks hidden gathering nodes. Now, different favors unlock different nodes, and these favors are going to be bought using scripts, so you're going to have to very carefully decide how you want to go about using your scripts depending on what materials you want to go out and gather. There's also the Regional Folklore system, which is being compared to the Master Book system for the crafters that they had during A Realm Reborn. It's going to require you to learn the lore of the world before you can access these super high-level gathering nodes. Question number 8. What about crafters? Are they getting anything new? Well, at level 55, you can choose to become a specialist in a craft. Now, each character can only have 3 specialist crafting classes per character. So let's say you were a specialist in goldsmithing, weaver, and armorer. That would prevent you from becoming specialist in anything else. While you could still hit 60 with all of the classes, you could only be a specialist in 3 of them. However, don't worry, even if you do pick the one and you want to change it, you can change which crafter you want to be a specialist in. It's just going to cost you some scripts. Also, being a specialist gives you an extra skill, which is probably meant to make it easier to not have to level every single crafter to be even effective at any of them. Question number 9. What about free company crafting? I've heard about it a while ago, but have no idea about it. Well, they're going to be implementing workshops that are going to be a new addition that people can make to their house to perform free company crafting, planning free company airship ventures, and creating new crafting recipes. Question number 10. What kind of things can we craft with free company crafting? Well, the biggest thing we know about now is free company airship crafting, which will give you access to airship ventures in 3.0 and the ability to fly to islands, collect rare gathering materials, and fight large-scale open-world bosses when 3.1 comes around. How are these airships going to be crafted exactly? Well, using the workshops I mentioned before, members from your free company can build parts and put them together to make a bunch of different airships. The different parts cause the airship to function differently. So when you send it out on ventures, let's say it may be able to fly farther because you gave it a bigger fuel tank, but because of all that extra room for the extra fuel, it can't carry as many items back. Or you can give it a small fuel tank, which means that it can't travel very far, but it will have more room to hold items. And then of course there are other parts that affect other ways of it determining which islands it's able to visit. Question number 12. So wait, we won't actually be able to ride our airships in 3.0? No, boarding and riding will come along with the new ventures and bosses in 3.1. However, everything you do in 3.0 will matter for your 3.1 progression, so I try to plan it out a little bit accordingly. Question number 13. Are there any materials you can only get from free company airship content? Yes, actually, there's going to be a lot of materials that are going to be used exclusively for the workshop stand that allows you to create new recipes like I mentioned before. Though, of course, there are going to be other materials that you can find elsewhere like shards and crystals and whatnot, and you'll just be able to get them in bulk if you do this. Question number 14. Can we only make one airship? Actually, the current projected limit is 4 airships, so you can make a lot of different ones, so you can send it on a lot of different types of ventures. That way you can get a lot of different kinds of items. However, you will have more than 4 slots available sometime in the future. We don't have many details on that. Question number 15. What if I'm not part of a free company, or my free company doesn't have a house? Does this mean this is content that I can't even do? Actually, there is going to be a system to allow you to participate. It's called the mercenary system, and it's going to allow people outside of free companies with houses and with airships to participate in the content. So don't worry, you will be able to participate in it. Question number 16. Is there any other type of free company crafting? They're going to be making some additions to the ethereal wheel, which was pretty underwhelming when it first came out. And there's also going to be a new free company house crafting, which will kind of act like a glamour system for your house. You'll be able to make further adjustments to its appearance. Question number 17, going to be moving away from the crafting now. Is the game ever going to make more PvP? Yeah, it is. In 3.05, a month after the expansion launches, a new Frontlines map, which in case you're unfamiliar, is this game's equivalent of a battleground, with new rules is going to be incorporated. Question number 18, will Grand Company allegiance still matter when it comes to deciding what team you play on in Frontlines? The answer is yes. He said that they still are going to make that a thing. I'm a little bit concerned about that, but I guess we'll just have to see how it ends up playing out with the extra map and the new mode coming out. Question number 19, will there be new PvP gear and ranks? Yes, with new level caps comes new PvP gear and new ranks. I just hope no new PvP abilities. Even after that hotbar video, my hotbars are still crying at the thought of having to throw PvP abilities back in there. Question number 20. Are they planning on fixing the Wolves Den anytime soon? Alright, that's a pretty tough one. But in 3.1, they're planning to add matchmaking based on ranking, which will be a new system of tracking progress for teams and individuals. Basically, if you've ever played, I don't know, any other competitive game in the history of mankind, it's pretty much going to work like that. And in 3.2, they plan to make it so that every major patch resets your seasonal ranking. So 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, etc., etc. So players can fight for that top PvP spot again, and therefore keeping the content relevant. People with the highest ranks at the end of the patch will get a seasonal title and items. And question number 21. Will there be new Beast Tribe dailies in the expansion? This is actually a two-parter, I guess, so I guess it counts as question 22 as well. And will they have new mounts? And will they be flying mounts? Man, that's like 3 questions in one. So yes, the Vanu and Nath will both have daily quests available in either 3.05 or 3.1. They've still been on the fence about which one it'll be. Yes, when you hit max rank, you will still be able to buy a mount. And yes, it will be a flying mount. So there you go. You got 3 questions in one, whoever asked that one. And that's it for 21 Questions Volume 3. I'm not exactly sure if there needs to be a Volume 4 just yet. Just looking at my list of information here. But I'll go through the comments of Volumes 1, 2, and 3 and see if there's any reason to really do a Volume 4. So thank you for asking your questions for Volumes 1, 2, and 3. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share the video. And just in case I end up doing a Volume 4, you might as well ask any questions if you haven't asked them in the other videos in the comment section of this video below. But anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you guys next week, because when this video comes out, we'll be 1 week away from Heavensward. Anyway, guys, have a good time. Have a good night, day, whatever. And I'll see you next time. Take care.